Hello everyone, my name is Shivam and I am a current graduate student in University of Cincinnati Information Systems Department. Recently, I along with my other teammates Anupriya, Bharti and Kijal, we completed our XML and web services final project and our professor Mr. Brandon Jones came up with an idea that we could upload our project demonstration in YouTube as we strongly believe it could really help people working in these kinds of projects in future. So let me just first brief you about what was the project requirement. Then I will walk you guys through the UI of this site, and then I will go to the important stuff, which is the code. So the project requirement was we had to use two web services, and based on the data entered from by the user in the site, produce data from those web services and display it in a readable format. So, as you could see, the navigation, the search for songs and search for movies. So we are using two JSON services files, JSON web services files, and in this project. So we are using two APIs, one for movie database and one for song database. Let me just quickly run through the uh, UI, what a user can do here. So as it's saying, like, look for your favorite movie here. So when the user comes and enter the favorite movie, so as you could see, it started giving me suggestions when I was typing the characters. So this is called as the autocomplete feature. I will go in detail in next few minutes on this. So it is it is a very good feature, as in the today's digital world it is very helpful. So suppose the user selects this and clicks submit. I have put breakpoint, but for first, let me just go through it. So the user will see the all the results. Similarly for the song search also. So suppose a user says who says and then submit. Now the user can go get the data related to the song. Also, we have tried to make this a bit interactive, and we a user can listen to that song, which makes sense. That's why he or she is searching. So let's click on this, and the song also gets played. So this was about the UI. Let me just waste no more time and go to the code. Now the here the important things are, let me first focus on the movie search. So movie search.aspx will have the HTML codes and the design parts, and whereas the .cs will have all the logic behind that. So let me just start with .aspx. So here we have used many bootstraps to make the site look good. These two lines, line number 16 and 17, they are the jQuery mandatory links. Mandatory, why? Because they support the autocomplete feature, and we are using our own style sheets CSS file. So we are linking to this web form by mentioning it here. Now the important point here is, as I mentioned you, the autocomplete feature. So the autocomplete feature, this code minimum length 2, as soon as the user will enter two characters, this code will hit the source which we have mentioned, which is the autocomplete.aspx. So the autocomplete.aspx.cs will have the logic for this, and it will handle the control when the user enters two characters. So I will show you in the debug mode as well, but let me just explain to you the functionality of these important lines. Now, this is the API, the movie API, which we are saving in a string variable URL, and this URL we are passing into a uniform resource identifier. Now, through this URI only, we are able to make a web request. As you could see, we are passing this URI which contains the URL to make a web request. We get the response back, and then we read the data in stream we read the data stream and save it into the response data. Now, this one important thing while dealing with web services is the data transmission and storage take place in the byte string. So here the string response data is in byte string, and we have our uh, API in JSON file format. So in order to have a comparison and it should both be in the same. So we are deserializing it. So this slide, the deserializing thing is converting the byte string, the response data thing into a JSON file format. And then we are having a comparison. And if it matches, as you could see, if this let me just put breakpoint here, it will help, and let me just get back to here. So if the term this term will contain the characters entered by the user, and this is going for each of the entries of that database, and if it matches, it will increase the uh, array the entries in this variable, and in the end we are displaying the same thing. So let me just go and show you guys. So as you could see, it hit as soon as I pressed two characters, it hit the uh, stream, and I was able to enter the three characters. So the term has come THE, and this thing is gonna match with each of the uh, data present in the database. And if it matches, then it will increase. So let me just put breakpoint here and put F5, press F5. So if we hover over this, it will show now the one value came, the glitch, and similarly it will keep coming. You could see it is now the meg is showing. So let me just remove it and put F5. So if I press space, it will come all the suggestions. So this was the auto complete feature. Now what happened if we click the submit button? We have the logic for that too. So for that we have written the logic under .cs file and under the void method of submit click button. So I have put the breakpoint here, and as soon as I will press the submit button, it will come here. As you could see, the control came here, and so if we have if the user has entered any value, it will go and search. It will hit the search movie function, which is this function, and then here the same thing is happening. We are again making a web request based on the same URI, and what it happens here is this: the below logic is simpler here. It's just based on the data entered, it just matches and displays it. And if someone enters any random things, and if there is no movie in that name, we will get this message that please improve your taste, which is correct, because that database uh, mostly it will have all the movie collection. So let me just show you guys uh, here the result collection count. This count is important. So this count will show the number of entries, which is 18, and it will show us the 18 record 18 files. So let me just press, and it is showing us the result. So that was the logic behind this. To same thing we have done it for song selection. We have made different forms for song, and we have used different autocomplete. Now this was the song search ASPX. We have songsearch.aspx.cx file, and as you could see in .aspx we have used the same URLs, styling URLs, and here we have used a different song complete.aspx because we have to mention a different URI in the autocomplete one. So the song search.autocomplete, this will have a song search database API. Also, one last thing I like to mention is we have taken care of the negative scenario as well. So for negative scenario, like if some user pressed the submit button before entering anything, uh, so we the inbuilt validation has been taken care of, and we have used that inbuilt validation in the .aspx, as you could see. Required field validation. So this will take care of the negative scenario when a user does not enter any value. I hope I have covered all the things, uh, and it will really help you guys. Thank you.